me talk to him. It's time to answer your questions. Let's get right into it. Let me talk to you about something. Caden Campbell says Cena needs to win at Mania or everything will be wasted. Oh no, if he doesn't win everybody, it's just over. No, I totally think that Cena should win at WrestleMania, beat Cody Rhodes. I got a couple of thoughts about like where they could go with this, but I do agree that you got once in a lifetime moment to actually pull this off. Otherwise, if you have Cena lose, and a lot of these questions, by the way, are about John Cena, obviously. If you have Cena lose, then is he going to quickly just have his redemption arc like the next month? Is it going to be such a quick little turnaround that, okay, he figured siding with the final boss and selling his soul wasn't a good idea, and then Backlash and by Money in the Bank, he is regular John Cena again? I don't know. I think it's more interesting if he does whatever he needs to do in order to get that title, and the 17th title win is kind of tainted as heel Cena. People still go crazy for it because it'd be ridiculous. And then you could have Cody actually chasing Cena for the belt and going in that direction, which would be a little refreshing. There's a lot of options. I do think that it's more interesting if he wins to see what opponents he will have. And eventually he'll just lose the title. He'll drop the title to Cody or Punk or somebody. And then you could start his redemption story. B-Man the Champ says, how effective do you think his heel run will be since he's only got about 9 months left and he'll have to turn face before then? 9 months it's still a long time, but we don't have Cena on TV every single week. I think you need him there for all those major PLEs, the title defenses, assuming he wins the belt. I think his heel run will be like really effective, done well, done properly, and they tell this really long story with it. He can have his redemption arc in the last 2 months of his run and when he gets to December. So if he has like October, November, December is when he's basically turning face again. You end his, one way or another, you end John Cena's career as a babyface, standing tall. Maybe it's not a match. Maybe it's a attitude adjustment to The Rock in the ring, and that's it. Maybe it is shaking hands with Cody Rhodes at the end, or having the match and losing to Cody by December. Who knows what they're gonna do, but I think you can tell a really incredible story arc all the way through, and Cena's journey from being the face and then becoming this insane heel and back again. Because the lasting image of Cena in the ring when it's all said and done is going to be him standing, thanking, cheering the fans, and probably from his perspective, we don't know the man, but probably from his perspective is he's wanting to give fans the biggest story he can, like give them the best that he can to everybody and walk out of there and go, I hope you enjoyed the show. ARMD777 says, the biggest heel turn of all time next to Hulk Hogan. Brother, there's a question I did have for everybody. What's bigger? And this could be tricky because for those of you watching, you may not have been around when Hulk Hogan turned heel at Bash at the Beach, sided with Hall and Nash. The NWO, all of it began. We've all seen the clips. But if you didn't live through the era of WCW, WWF, the Monday Night Wars, NWO, and that moment itself is really, really historic. But this is different. I don't know. Hogan was the ultimate babyface of the 80s and then a little bit of the 90s, and then he turned heel. John Cena, heel, yes, and then became John Cena, Super Cena for like 20 years. Of being this champion babyface, it will never happen. I don't know which one is better. I think, you know what? I think I need to wait, like the turns themselves, the actual heel turns, it's tough. Like you can look at both of them next to each other and dissect them. Hogan's leg drop to Savage was insane. The crowd throwing the garbage in the ring, the promo at the end, that was massive and crazy to watch. Cena's is different. It's just different. It's like there's so much going on where you have The Rock in there and he kicks Cody Rhodes in the nuts. The facial expressions of Cena, you're wanting to know what's going to happen next. I think for Cena's turn, looking at it compared to Hogan's, I think I'm going to kind of look at the whole thing once it's basically revealed. How will Cena talk? How will he be presented? Will he have a new theme song? Will he have no theme song and come out to nothing, just booze? All the character elements is what I want to see and how they approach it with him. Is he going to be the same guy and he's just like, I did it for The Rock? It could be something like that. Mash says, how are we going to get good Cena back before the end of the year? So not to rinse and repeat what we just talked about, but by the later half of the year, if Cena's going to flip back to being a babyface, it's got to be a slow burn process. You can't just wake up a month after WrestleMania and he's going to be a babyface. I think he's going to need other people to try and show him the light. I think he could potentially drop, if he gets the belt, he could potentially drop the belt to Punk, Cody, whatever, but still be a bad guy. And it will be the aftermath of that where he starts to realize what he's done wrong and the people that he's wronged. And somehow they do need to explain this in a way that's interesting and compelling. Does he need his friends to pull him out? Does he need Cody and Randy and Punk to fight him, but to get him back to the good side? And will it be everybody kind of confronting Cena over the course of a year, confronting him in promos and matches, to start to get him to see what he's done? Viper Assassin says, what were you thinking in the moment when Cena turned heel at Chamber? And then he says some nice words to me. Thanks. I was at Chamber. It was very shocking because I saw it like it was up on the Tron because they zoomed in on Cena's face. There was a notable gasp from me of just, oh my God, they did it. You just didn't see it coming. He just didn't see it coming because he was cheering with Cody, which was so well done. When Cody told The Rock to go F himself, excellent moments. And right up until then, yeah, you didn't see it because you're just like, Cena is cheerleading in the background. He's all happy and all that. And you think, okay, maybe there's a rock bottom or something coming to Cody and they would end it that way. But the moment that The Rock slit the throat and looked at Cena and Cena's face, like, I think he just did such an excellent job with his facial reaction and the scowl that he made on his face. I just hope that people, the other thing is that it took me a second to, like, I had to take a step back after the show and really think it through and then watch the highlights of it. The Cena turn is so big. Like, it's all a fun storyline that they're gonna tell, and we get to go on the ride, as The Rock would say. But it's such a big deal. You don't get these moments in WWE, and under Vince McMahon for our entire lifetime, it was never ever going to happen. And if Vince was still in charge, it would never happen. They're playing with the characters. They're using them in different ways and not just hot-shotting a heel turn where it doesn't make sense, so there's not much follow through. Like, it's not like he just turned around and hit Cody and there was no Rock and there was no other elements involved, and you're kind of like, okay, well, why is he doing this? Like a straightforward Vince McMahon heel turn. I'm an old dummy, but I have seen Cena throughout, like, from when he showed up on SmackDown the first night and all the years of Cena, and me being like years of just like, I'm done with John Cena. How many more times am I going to get Cena and Edge and Cena and Orton and that whole era? And seen some really great matches too, like him versus JBL, and just like, and Randy and Edge, like, they had great matches, but there was just so much John Cena all the time. So it got to a point where I'm like, I'm sick of this. I want something different. I want somebody else at the top. And WWE keeping him as a straightforward babyface forever. You're now being rewarded. So there's a lot in there. Gramps Gaming says, my only singular gripe was the addition of Travis Scott. This all could have been done without him. He took some of the drama away from this. Now, my review for the Chamber, I mentioned like Travis Scott, it's like he's just in there, he's doing whatever in the corner. There's a lot of people online that are just like, how dare you, you moron. He's Travis Scott. He's the best of everything. And I'm like, okay, I mean, that's great. I get what they're doing. It's extra star power in there. And my comment in my review was, when you look back at this 10, 15, 20 years from now, are people going to kind of be like, well, who's that guy? It could happen, but there's arguments being made of like, no, idiot, like, what, Mike Tyson and Muhammad Ali and Dennis Rodman in WCW. I'm like, true, all valid. Like, the Tyson Austin moment was massive. No one was like, who's that guy? And people in the pop culture and all that stuff, they know who Travis Scott is. So very well, it could be in 20 years time, they replay all this footage and they're like, oh, there's Travis Scott doing his thing. I think the landscape of entertainment has also changed though, which is a whole other conversation. And Dennis Rodman, and using that example, I get the comparables here. They're both just like cool badasses in the ring, where it's like where he's with Hogan, and this when he's with Travis Scott's with The Rock and John Cena. But Rodman didn't come out during the heel turn. Rodman was there during NWO hype and coming out with Hogan all the time. It was cool. So I wonder what role he plays when we're going forward. Is a one-shot deal, or is he going to show up a little bit more often and kind of be the valet or like a tag team partner almost for John Cena? For me, it took a little bit away from it because I found it a little distracting when he's doing like this. He's doing this a lot and the Sage and whatever. I didn't understand what he was doing. But more importantly, did you see the smack he gave Cody Rhodes? Like, I think he cut him open there. He hit him hard. So maybe, you know what? Maybe it was a good thing Travis Scott was in there. K Dizzle says, I can't take him seriously as a heel. Now, here's the thing. We haven't seen him as a heel. It's been a long time. Unless you mean like, I can't take him seriously as a heel because like we've seen his character as a babyface forever. How is this going to translate? It's the thing though, it has to translate. He's got to do a very big shift in his character and presentation, I think, to get fans to buy into this. If he's hokey John Cena, but he's like, I'm mean now, that ain't work. He needs to, like some people say, he needs to shave his head or grow a beard or something different. I suggest like he comes out in a full suit. Like Cena, when he goes to the interviews and everything, he's always dressed to the gills. Do that. Have him come out in really expensive suits, shave his head, make him look different, and then you can have him speak differently, change his cadence a little bit. It should be fun for Cena to be able to try to play and do something different in WWE instead of the same character. Like, don't run to the ring. Don't come out with the towel. And if he does, it's got to be like an NWO towel. Like, if he comes out to the ring, you don't run and sprint to the ring like he does and do the salutes. He's got to slow walk it, look around, soak it all in. He needs all of that vibe in order for this character to get over, in my opinion. Kay Hagel says, Cena selling his soul to The Rock in a desperation attempt to win the WWE Championship is, he goes on to say, like, it's basically like Stone Cold selling a soul to McMahon at Mania 17. I agree. Do you think this eventually turns into a story where after Mania, Cody Rhodes goes on a mission where he tries to rescue the championship as well as Cena from the evil final boss of The Rock? I can totally see that. That would make Cody an even bigger babyface. He is the one going after the old veteran of John Cena to try and save him and get the championship back to the people, because now it's going to be a corporate championship under corporate champion John Cena, presumably, and they're going to be allies for the next several months. Yeah, I think you could. I think it would be a good move for Cody. I would like to see Cody just not involved in this all the time. If Cody loses at Mania, I hope it's in a big way, like the beatdown at Chamber, where the match is over, Cena wins, and then the post-match is like a Rock Cena destruction of Cody Rhodes, and they really decimated to get Cody off TV for a bit. Give him a break. He's been going for hard for a whole year here. So give him a little break, let him rest and refresh so he can come back and eventually start challenging John Cena again. John Cena can deal with other people, and maybe even Cody needs some blocks along the way, roadblocks, so that he has to face other people to eventually get back to John Cena. It's just really interesting to see how they do it. There's also like CM Punk. He's gonna probably have the match against Roman and Seth, the triple threat at Mania. He's gonna want to go after Rock and Cena for what they did. So maybe that's SummerSlam. We don't know, but it's gonna have to be something big. I do see it like Austin McMahon at 17, just done a whole lot better. Thank you so much for submitting all of your questions to let me talk to you today. Have a great day. If you guys want to talk more about like Raw and Punk, like I mentioned, and the triple threat, we got Monday Night Raw highlights right here. Have a great day. See ya.